So what's the big deal with pallets? Well, it's free or at least cheap wood that you could use on a ton of different projects and builds. And although on some of those projects you could just use a whole pallet itself, on most you need to disassemble and rework this wood. So in this video I want to show you
Welcome to United Ranch. Enjoy the ride.
Okay, so the two main methods, the cutting method and the prying method. The first one I'll cover is the prying method. So no matter what tool you use in order to pry these boards apart, the same goal you're gonna have is to break the least amount of boards as you can. So that means applying the equal amount of impact and pressure on the board you're prying up on both sides for the least cracking of this wood. So what I've learned is best tip for these, if you use this method, is to hit it on each three sides. So this side, and this side. Don't pry it yet. Now go back and start hitting it and then prying it. Then you just dig in there and see there's no crack right there. And then you just keep on going. A great way I like to do it if I'm able, like I'm able to do it right here because there's a lot of spacing on this top part. And instead of prying it, the force being on these 1x4s or 1x6s, flipping it over and doing it from the opposite side. So instead of doing it right here, prying up those thinner 1x4s, go right here from the bottom of this other side and pry up the 2x4 so it's less ripping of the wood. So if you got gaps like these, then put it in between those nails preferably, bash it in and then pry it up. And then you could flip it over and then pry on the other side. Okay, so the second technique of the prying method is getting 4 2x4 pieces. You want two same length right here. So the same length, you want 2 of them. And one of them, this is about 8 inches right here. So depending on your pallet size, it will work or not work. You'll see and make adjustments according to your pallet sizes. But right here, I nailed one nail. You could do a couple, pre-drill it. I just did this quick. I just did a nail into this one right here. Why you're gonna do that is so you're not doing a balancing act while you're trying to stabilize this. Because what you're gonna do is, well, first of all, you're gonna start from the outside. I'm not gonna do that here because this is just trash right here, this pallet wood right here. So I'm gonna mock the end. This is a good enough gap to mock the end of what you would do. So you would lift it up, put this right here, lean it up against there, and this one that's the same size, you're gonna place right on top of it. The pressure is only on this. You could get a 2x4 that's the whole length of the pallet, but that won't work as well because all the pressure might be on this one or that one first or this one, depending on the leveling of these boards. And it's not specified to one board right here, because what you're gonna do is get like a little block right here and then start hitting this 2x4, separating this 1x4 from this 2x4. Work both sides. Okay, another thing is I wanna say this method right here, going on both sides with the 2x4s going a vertical, works really well when you have boards on the other side. So you're trying to get this top board off. If there's a bottom board right underneath, you're gonna need to do this. You know, you're gonna have to have a board that goes in between to do it. But if this one, like this one, has no bottom board, well, it's super easy just going like this. Putting literally this 2x4 or 2x6 or whatever you got, putting it up against that, and then just you'll notice that some of the pallets come with these like 4x4 blocks. Looks just like this. This is from in between the 1x4s. This was one I got out of it. So what you could do is use this to pry. I just have a nice pick right here, and you could literally use this as a teeter-totter kind of. Oops, that's already done. That's cheating. Okay, you use this as a teeter-totter, put this up right here, and then you're just gonna put your foot down and then pry. Really what helps is when you're gonna swing up, you kick it down. You put your weight down, and then while you're impacting it up, and that's what really goes. A fourth option is what they call pallet busters. They are tools that are actually like this, but better because, and I see a lot of DIY pallet busters on YouTube, which is cool. I just haven't made the time to do one. But it's this tool that is like this, but with like a bar that's only, you know, like an inch wide or so. You got 2 bars coming up. So it would be, I'll show a picture, and it would be a bar right here, and then 2 bars, kind of like a forklift. And then you have a bar right here, you pull down, and it both ends. It's dispersing that weight, that pressure evenly on both sides right here. And another way I did, I used a rake. I had a rake that I wasn't using. I cut off a couple of the notches of the rake head to fit in here, and then you got those rake forks, and I just pushed down. But it was good, it actually worked good, but those rake forks, those metal like fingers, they bent, so it wasn't strong enough. So the rake DIY pallet buster wasn't successful, only for like a couple of boards removing. So the advantage of the prying method is there's no charging, there's no batteries, there's no blade replacements. It's usually just the tools that you acquire, that you have, and you just get some elbow grease and then you make it happen. Another thing is that you get to keep the nails if they're still usable. So that is a benefit or a disadvantage, depending if you want the nails or you want the nails out of the boards. Say like right here, there would be, when I remove this board right here, this 1x4, I'm gonna have nails sticking out. So all I would do is flip it over, bash it out, the reverse side, get those nails out. You could bash it out in a bucket, that helps, so you're not looking all over the floor for them, but you're gonna have to deal with that. The disadvantages of the prying method is, the main one is it's more likely to break compared to cutting the nails off. You're not prying the board, so it just makes sense that you're going to be extremely a lot less breaking when you use a cutting method. So let me know your favorite technique, or a technique that's worked for you that I didn't cover. I would love to hear it in the comments section. So until next time, United Ranch out.